Today on the show, we're going to be recapping Superman, American Alien #2. So the issue starts off with teenage Clark, meaning he's aged quite a bit since the last issue, and he is studying French with his friend Lana, because the two of them have finals in the coming week. And this is when Pete turns up, one of Clark's friends, and Lana basically doesn't like Pete, but Clark does like Pete. Lana says to Clark, "Why don't you get your own car?" And Clark is like, "What, don't you like Pete? Pete's cool." And Lana sarcastically says, "Oh yeah, Pete, he's the coolest." But she does make a point in inviting Clark over to study tomorrow, when her parents won't be in. They're gonna do what teenagers secretly do. Anyway, Clark leaves, he gets into Pete's car and updates Pete on this whole situation, and obviously the two boys are very excited because that's what teenage boys do. Meanwhile, across the other side of Smallville, there is a robbery going on, and the cashier actually ends up getting shot. There was a family in the shop that saw this whole thing. It was horrible. In the aftermath of all of this, Clark is across town with all of his friends, and it turns out all of his friends knows that Clark is an alien and he's got superpowers, and this is when the sheriff turns up and calls Clark in to help with this case. Clark says that he doesn't see anything, but later on he decides that he's gonna go home, and this is when Pete is like, "Look, I know you know something, and you can help, and you should do something, because you have the ability to do that. And for you not to do something is kind of shitty, because what if it was your family in there?" Then this is when it cuts to bad guys keeping a family hostage in a house, and this is when Clark turns up trying to save the day. They shoot at his face, and then Clark gets up because, you know, he's got superpowers. They shoot at him again, and then this activates his laser eyes, and then Clark ends up burning one of the bad guys' arms off. It's a whole thing. Then one of the other bad guys ends up telling Clark that they're gonna kill one of the kids in the house if Clark makes another move, and then this is when Pete turns up with a shovel. Just twang. Twang. Later on at the police station, the sheriff is like, "I'm happy you saved the day, but how am I supposed to explain this?" And Clark can't answer this because obviously he doesn't understand his own powers. He doesn't know where they come from. Later that night, Clark's mother isn't exactly happy about what happened here today. She just wants Clark to act like a normal human teenager. She wants a normal, safe life for her son. This makes Clark feel like a weirdo and makes him feel really rejected. So he runs up onto the roof, and eventually his mother would join him, and she would say, "Yes, Clark is different. Yes, he has these powers. And yes, she said some stuff earlier, but now she can't stop thinking, what would have happened if Clark hadn't turned up to save the day? Would that entire family be dead?" I have to say, I didn't enjoy this issue as much as I enjoyed the first American Alien. I did enjoy it, I liked it, and I'll definitely be picking up #3. But what I liked about #1 was just how positive it was, and I was kind of hoping for a positive Superman story because I'm so sick of dark Superman stories, like it doesn't suit the character. And this wasn't necessarily too dark, I just really liked how light the first one was. And yeah, they can't do the same tonality through the entire series, I understand that. I wish it was a little bit lighter. Also, I felt like the artwork didn't necessarily go with the story. Again, I am a huge fan of this style of artwork, but I do feel like it didn't really go with the story they were trying to tell. It just didn't gel well for me. I feel like also because the first issue was so strong, this one was such a huge letdown, and because of that, I just can't enjoy it as much. Overall, I did still enjoy it, and I can't wait to see what happens in the rest of American Alien, because you literally cannot predict what's going to happen from issue to issue, because Clark is growing up so fast. It's super effective! Okay guys, that is it for today. So what did you think of this issue? Are you like me where you didn't really enjoy it? Please let me know in the comments down below. And also don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more history videos. And also don't forget to like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, support the show by checking out on Patreon if you want to see bigger and better and more history videos. And also don't forget to subscribe to my vlogging channel if you'd like to start your day with me every single day. My name is Faust, this has been Exploring Comics, and it is super effective.